All right. So, back in the day, I used to write blogs back when MySpace was a thing. So, way back in the day. And I haven't written one since until now. I feel compelled to do one, this time a video blog. Got to change with the times, I guess. But I feel compelled to talk about what's been going on the past few days, and really longer than that, with the protesting and the shooting of police officers, the shooting of innocent people, basically, because it's getting out of control, and our nation is spiraling out of control. And I would be remiss if I didn't say or try to do anything about it. First thing I want to say is, yes, there are bad cops, there are bad police officers, there are bad people in every profession, there are horrible people in every walk of life, and you're going to run into those people, but they are not the majority. And murdering innocent people because of the things that a few bad people have done makes absolutely no sense. To take people away from their families and loved ones who are not even involved in a different incident that everybody's all up in arms about makes no sense. And all it does is further hatred and further hatred. And it doesn't even, the protesting doesn't even make sense to me. What are you accomplishing by protesting and blocking roadways and interstates and freeways? What are you accomplishing? I'll tell you what you're accomplishing. You are accomplishing chaos. You are bringing crowds of people together in one place where a madman has his target of hundreds, if not thousands of people. You're instigating violence. Whether your protests are peaceful or not, what you're doing is blocking roadways, and you're stopping people from where they need to go. People want to get home. So you're instigating chaos. Chaos leads to anger, and anger leads to violence. So that's really all you're doing by protesting. You're not making any positive changes whatsoever. You're just furthering the hatred. So how about we do this? How about, instead of channeling our energies into chaotic and hateful acts, how about next time you see a police officer, you walk up to him or her and you thank them. You thank them for putting their lives on the line every single day for complete strangers and not batting an eye to do so. How about you try spreading love? Because you can't beat hate with hate. You can't beat violence with violence. So why don't you try spreading love? Why don't you show these police officers that they're appreciated? And maybe that one bad police officer, by this single act of compassion, will have compassion him or herself next time they're in a situation that they need it. Maybe not. But you try anyway. Now, I want to read a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who had done more for civil rights in our nation than probably any single figure in history. And I'm sure you guys have seen this quote because it's all over the internet, but it's particularly relevant to what's been going on. And it says, "Violence is impractical because it is a descending spiral ending in destruction for all. It is immoral because it seeks to humiliate the opponent rather than win his understanding. It seeks to annihilate rather than convert. Violence is immoral because it thrives on hatred rather than love. It destroys community and makes brotherhood impossible. It leaves society in monologue instead of dialogue. Violence ends up defeating itself. It creates bitterness in the survivors and brutality in the destroyers. Now, what he's talking about is love versus hate. And what our nation is doing right now, we're trying to beat hate with hate. And it's not going to work. You know, when your parents said 2 wrongs don't make a right, well, it's true. And that's what he's talking about. And I think it's also a great quote because as a great civil rights figure, I think he'd be rolling over in his grave if he saw what we were doing to each other. And I'm talking about the whole Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, whatever lives matter. Why are we doing that? Why are we segregating ourselves further? Why are we regressing from where he brought segregation? All you're doing by putting, the label before lives, it's segregation, and it just furthers racism, and we're doing it to ourselves. Why don't all lives matter? I have friends of every ethnicity, sexual orientation, demographic that you could think of. And I don't refer to them as my black friend or my gay friend. They're just my friend. Because I don't see them as a label in front of them. They're just my friend. And we need to adopt that thinking. We need to stop segregating ourselves and take pride in our race, the human race, not a color. We're never going to make positive changes or get farther in our lives or make the world a better place if we continue to segregate ourselves. It is a race issue because we make it a race issue. We need to stop. So I refuse to believe that the evil in this world cannot be overcome by good. I refuse to believe that violence and hatred cannot be overcome by love and positivity. But to love is an active thing. You have to put effort into it. You have to physically stop from hating someone. And it might be hard. But I believe if enough people can do it, if you do one random act of kindness a day, and then that person does an act of random kindness, and then another person, and another person, or you share this video and it hits home and people start doing random acts of kindness, before long, exponentially, you have thousands of people making positive impacts in society and in the world. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So, whenever I was fighting with my siblings when I was younger, my parents would always say, "You need to be the bigger person." We need to be the bigger person. We need to stop the hate because it's only going to get worse. And I would urge you to just do one random act of kindness a day to a stranger, whether it's a police officer, someone of your own race, someone of a different race, whatever. Be kind. Spread love. And I kind of sound like a hippie right now, but maybe they had it right. So I challenge you. Spread love, and we'll stop the hate. I'm going to do it. I started today. And if you agree with what I say in this video, please share it. Maybe it'll help other people, and they'll share it with others, and it'll help more and more people. And if you don't agree, you're entitled to your opinion as I am to mine. So that's all I got. Peace out.